I made $500 in less than 5 minutes reading 3 lines spoofing The Amazing Race. Not even the real Amazing Race. It was for an office party, and I can show you how to do the exact same thing. I'm also going to show you how I made over $246,000 with my voice by creating a portfolio from scratch, filming a killer demo reel, and showcasing my talent to the right buyers that pay over and over and over. And what you have to understand is you don't have to have any training. You don't need any experience. You just need to follow the steps in this video, and I promise you that your voice can make you money. You deserve an extra $500 a day. And if you want my personal help, I left my link in the description, but let's jump right into it. There's a few things that make a good voice, and that's just being understandable for one, pliable for another, and unimpeded. Unimpeded means there's nothing holding your voice back like an ailment. Understandable, people have to obviously be able to, you have to be able to speak so that people understand you clearly, and that pliable, that you can say things high and say things low and slow. You need to be able to, work with your voice in a myriad of different ways. And so you don't need these things to necessarily have a great voice, but dialect diversity, your emotional response, dramatic swings, creative interpretation, where you take the script and you turn it into something that works for a larger audience, where it's words on a page, but now you've turned it into something that's actually going to translate and communicate. That's going to make you bank. And so a lot of things that you can do for yourself are voice lessons or warm-ups. You can do those online, or you can get a vocal teacher. You can join a band or a choir. That'll keep your voice in good health. And of course, if you've grown up like I did in a band, in a choir, doing voice warm-ups and doing voice lessons, you're going to be ready to go. You can just jump right into this thing and start making some money. Join the cast of a play or musical. Start a podcast like this or a YouTube channel, and talk to other people about what you're doing. It helps keep your voice in great shape. And so I'm really going to just buzz through all this really quick, because I want to just give you a crash course on how to start making money like right away, so you can go out and get this equipment, build your own studio. Don't overthink it. Like I used to think, gosh, it's going to cost so much. I need a sound booth, and I need an engineer, and I need all this equipment. You don't need any of that. You just need to follow the steps here, and I'll take care of you. All right, so get yourself a Mac. If you have a PC, whatever. But I would say get yourself a Mac, some kind of computer, even if it's a laptop, that'll work. A microphone you're going to need. I started with a Blue Yeti, so these are a little cheaper. It's a USB mic. You can plug it directly into your laptop. But as soon as you can, get yourself a condenser microphone. This is a Neumann TLM 103. The only reason I got that is because I saw this guy, Bill DeWeese, and he was using one, and he looked pro. He is pro, and so I wanted to look like him for my demo reel. And so, that's what I did. I got that mic as soon as I made enough money with the crappier mic. Then get yourself a recording device. This is called a Zoom. These are only under $300, or you could get something like this, the Apollo Twin. This one is $1,000, so they range. It depends. You can get them cheaper if you get it like refurbished. So what I like about the Apollo Twin is that you can do like real-time editing. So you're recording and you can just kind of stop and start over. With the other, you're going to have to pop out the SD card and put it into your laptop, and then do the editing and then plop it back in. But it's a little cheaper option. Get yourself an XLR cable. It just hooks the mic to the software and your computer through the Apollo Twin, and then make sure you get a pop filter, something like this. This keeps the pluff sounds out of your recordings. So you can get a lot of the stuff at Guitar Center, eBay, Sweetwater. It just depends on what you're looking to do as far as save a little money. You could go on eBay, but then again, you have to make sure that you're getting the real deal and you're not getting ripped off, right? Sweetwater, you can get yourself brand new there. And if you want it today, walk into Guitar Center. So you need some sound dampening foam or some moving blankets. This is sound dampening foam back here. It prevents your voice from bouncing off the walls because you don't want to sound like you're in a toilet. And if you want the cheap option, go this way. I still have these, and you can take them with you on the road if you're like me and you like to travel. Make sure you get a boom arm or a mic stand. Any one of these variations will do. The cheaper route is this guy right here. But if you want to look like Howard Stern, if you want to do Howard Stern, you can get one of these. Right. Okay. Get yourself some editing software. I like Adobe Premiere. I worked in Final Cut. I've worked in, Pro Logic. But if you're going to be editing video anyway, you might as well get the video editing software, and you can edit your audio in there too. The audio alone is Audition. If you want to go that route, get yourself some headphones. These are nice. And finally, the most important, you need a quiet room. No traffic noise, no air conditioner or heater. You got to turn that off sometimes. The electricity, turn that off. Refrigerator, freezer, you got to turn that off sometimes to prevent all those hums and terrible sounds. Make yourself a portfolio. Real simple, guys. Don't overthink it. So you're going to pick 6 diverse genres to showcase your vocal range. Energetic, must-see TV, the whisper, the movie trailer voice. You don't have to do these either. You can do any kind of niche. For the Amazing Race thing, all I was doing was like yelling, "Welcome to the Amazing Race." I'll show you the example here in a moment. A normal, like you're reading from a historical book. A character, a celebrity. I know who you are. I don't know what you want. Monster Jam, a truck promo, and turn off your cell phones. The movie is about to begin. Thank you, and have a great day. That kind of thing. So you're making yourself a demo reel, and you want to use about 7 different characters, and you want to leave about 7. So you want to do about 7 different voices. What is this? 6? Okay, you do 6 different. What you want to do is use about 6 different genres and then leave 7 seconds for each one to play out and edit them all back to back. Again, editing, it sounds like a big, massive, like, oh my gosh, how do I edit? You'll learn. You can take little tutorials on YouTube, but you can also save some time in the beginning and just hire somebody on sites like Fiverr to do your editing for you. And we're going to talk more about that in a little bit. Let's see, make sure your level is good. You don't want to be peaking out. Your compression filter, you don't necessarily need that. Title it, pop it up on SoundCloud, read several things back to back, and then also on Vimeo or YouTube. Make sure you're just basically making your business card for the world to take a look at. And I'm kind of breezing through these quicker. If you need more detailed information, again, you can talk to me, but I also have lots of videos that you can take a look at. And I'm just trying to get through this quickly so that you can see the example that I made of The Amazing Race. So there's plenty of sites like Fiverr, Upwork, TopTool, Freelancer, where you can see that I've made over $245,000 on the site Fiverr. Highly recommend starting there because it's free. You just got to make a killer profile. I'm going to show you how to do that. So we've got, this is one image from my profile. I will speak with a deep bass tone for you name it. See, my voice actually cracks a lot in real life and on this video. But the brilliant thing is, even if you don't have the greatest voice, if you can learn to edit your voice, then you can have a great voice. For your demo reel, you're going to need to get yourself a camera. All right, here's one right here for $400. It's fairly cheap. A lot of streamers use this. Little tripod for the camera. So the reason you want to get a teleprompter is because you're going to be making a demo reel. And in the beginning, you might just have to memorize this little script. I tried to tape mine to the tripod and then read it off of there, but your eyes keep looking down and that doesn't look professional. There's something about staring right into this lens that, people just they feel like you're talking to them. And so you gotta look right into the lens and you say, "Hi, I'm Jonathan with an exclusive offer to Fiverr.com. If you're looking for a deep bass male voice for your next script, you're in the right spot. I will record up to 75 words starting at only $5. I look forward to working with you and have a listen to some of my work." And then it will go into the demo reel that you just made. So obviously, I don't charge $5 anymore. I've upped it to $25, but I've still got that script in my head because I needed to memorize it because I didn't have one of these at the time. I didn't have a teleprompter. So get yourself a little teleprompter, $50. You'll need it for other things. If you move on from there, you can do spokesperson work. First thing you're going to need is a profile that shows professionalism. This is on the side of Fiverr. A gig title with your keywords. That is so important. This is like the game changer. I spent months going, why am I not getting any traction? You have to tweak that gig title. Use niche things, niche yourself down. Do you have a high voice, low voice, excited, sexy, whatever it is that you have, whatever your strong suit is, that's what you need to talk about. So for me, it's a bass. I have a deep bass voice. Fill in all available offerings. There's lots of boxes on there. Make sure you fill them all out, or Fiverr doesn't think you're serious. So figure it out. Find something to put in there. And for me, there was a lot of copying because I didn't know what to do. And maybe I didn't have all the different skills that you're supposed to have or whatnot. And so basically I just copied. I'm going to show you how I did that. Fill in all available offerings, category, your skills, the FAQs, your examples, certifications, and filters. Make sure that you don't filter yourself out. You start with a $5 gig, but you also have a $100 gig, and we're going to talk more about why in just a second. Set up your pricing packages and your extras. You make so much more money with the extras. Don't sleep on that. And your payment plan, connect your PayPal. All right, so this is, this was... You can't read it, but this says, I will record anything for your project. I was just trying to show you an example of like a terrible gig title. And I'm sure that my gig title wasn't that bad when I started, but it wasn't great. And to change it to, I will speak with a deep, epic voice. And so, yeah, like I said, you have to tweak that. But when that thing connects, it just, your gig can take off. So I have 3 different gigs. I have one now that starts at 25, another one that starts at 100. Because there's going to be rich people and big companies and things, and they're just going to filter out what they think is all the riffraff, all the cheapies, and only look for people, promoting their gigs for $100 or more. So you want to make sure that you're included in that group. And then I added my spokesperson gig. And again, we start here, but then we add extras and we make a lot more money. So the $5 gig, these bring more traffic. You want more traffic from the $5 gigs, especially in the beginning. You're just looking to get work. You're not looking to get money. Of course you want to get paid, but in the beginning, you just want to get a good rep. And so lots of work, doing great quality work. Let Fiverr see that you're doing it, and they're going to promote you. And then the $100 gigs, so you don't get left out some of those big gigs. Sometimes you'll be doing small gigs like you would a $5 gig, and you get paid $100, $150, $200, $300 for the same type of work. And then you get a little snotty, and you're like, I don't even want to do those $5 ones anymore. And at that point, you can raise your prices. You get less work, but more money for the little work or little time that you have to spend. So this is your About Me section, and you want to tell people basically what you're offering and a little bit about yourself. So I just right off the bat, it's just like you'll get, for $25, you get 75 unedited words. In the beginning, I was editing everything, so I was cutting out all my mistakes and breaths and all this. I wanted to be perfect, and you should want it, especially in the very beginning, everything to come out absolutely perfect, because you can't screw anything up, because your rating depends on it, and getting more work depends on it. So you want everything to be great. But eventually, you don't have to. You get into a zone, and you don't have to have everything quote unquote perfect. You can leave in your breaths. And I just tell them I'm a video editor, so I can sync with your video, my audio. Some people can't do that. Learn to do it. I was a vocal coach, stage actor. I understand how to inflect and emote. And again, if you don't have all that experience, either get some, even if it's just a week. We're faking it till we make it. Go join a play or a choir, and it doesn't matter if you spend one day. Just be like, I've sung in choir and blah, 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 just so that you can have, some kind of resume behind you. Again, it's not a must, but it does look good. And we got our SoundCloud link, the Vimeo links. These are places outside of the platform where people can see what you do. And then all this right here, I had no idea what to put here. So this is just like all my offerings. And I actually, for the most part, I don't really even do many narrations. I do a lot of phone greetings, on hold messages, a few radio commercials, but there's so much more work than this. You have, I don't know, it kind of boggles your mind, like things that you just never thought of, like a toddler's recital, things like that, or gamers, like announcing gamers walking out into a stadium, ninjas in pajamas. Let's hear it. That kind of thing. It's crazy. There's a lot of work out there. So you're going to create 3 different packages that people can just like come in and click, and it's super easy. So this is like $100, $225, $450. You just keep on adding those extras, and then we divide up those extras too. If they don't want to click on, a $400 deal, but they do want a 3-hour delivery for an extra $40, or they need to add a revision or commercial rights and broadcast rights because they want to use your voice on something, and they want to get monetized using your voice. So, and you can make these prices anything that you want. That's what's so cool. I mean, if you wanted to, if you get big enough, or you start making enough money that you don't care, make your broadcast rights $1,000, because somebody could be using your voice to potentially make tens of thousands or millions of dollars. You don't know. So you could start charging more for that. But I charge $50. I don't gouge people. I'm just like, hey, if I make an extra $75 literally for doing nothing, I'm going to take it. And the name of the game, especially in the beginning, is to get 5-star reviews. So make sure you do a great job, and don't be afraid to ask people after you do a great job for them, hey, would you mind leaving me a great review? That'll go a long way with Fiverr and the algorithm, yada, yada, yada. And so there's lots of different ways to scale. Make sure you set up your phone notifications on your app. Make sure that your communication is stellar. You can expand into other things like spokesperson work. And you can also join other platforms, like Upwork or Freelancer or TopTool. Fiverr has a Seller Plus program. I did it for like a month or so, and then I got out of it because it costs money and I didn't feel like it was doing anything. But if you're struggling, then that could be a good option. And I just want to pop over here real quick. This is Voice 123, and I want to show you this gig right now, the Amazing Race Spoof. It's so crazy. So on Voice 123, you get these auditions that come in. Now, this is pay for play. I paid $695 for the year to get work. So the work comes to you after you pay that. And in the beginning, you're like, I'm unsure if I'm going to make any money doing this. So, I don't want to spend a lot of money. But I've been on Fiverr. You saw that I've made, $250,000 on there. So I'm expanding my horizons here on Voice 123, and it paid for itself in like a day. So I highly recommend it. And like I said, there's a lot. You don't want to. It just depends on how much time you have in life. But if you don't have a lot of time, then maybe 1 or 2 platforms is all you can take. When you're getting enough voice work. But this Amazing Race Spoof. So, paid $500. So you're doing these auditions. So I did an audition for them. It's just like, it takes a few minutes of your time. And then I recorded this. Listen to this. And then that's the whole script. And then I read it one more time. And I edited it. That paid $500. That is crazy to me. Even now, even still, that you can get paid like that. And I've worked a lot harder on a lot longer script for $100 or $200. Pages and pages might take me an hour or two, but worth it. If you can make $100 in an hour, to me, that's great money, especially when it's a total side gig that you can do from home, and you don't have to have a fancy studio. I'm in my basement right now. So, all in all, it is such a good deal. I have preached about this forever to people. You can ask all my friends, because to me, it's like free money. You're just leaving it on the table. And so I just highly, if we want to, we can jump back over here. And I think I've whited it out, actually. It's freedom. This looks like the thing to Thriller. Freedom. It looks like I wrote murder or something. I don't even know if you could say that online. Freedom, man. This is all about freedom. Freedom. This isn't necessarily you have to quit your day job. This could be like you just make an extra $10,000 a month and you use that to pay bills or go on a nice vacation or pay off your car or whatever it is. But listen, if you need some help, okay, I've given you a lot of information. There's a lot of information on my channel that you can go and you can study all this stuff and you can do it yourself. You can do it yourself. But if you need my assistance, I left my link in the description. Hit me up. I will help you out. All right? Until the next video, I appreciate you watching. Take care. God bless.